There isn't a reduction to any services or any funding for the police department. They are fully funded, and we will continue to do so. And the chief has done a wonderful job, so those numbers are not indicative of the chief not getting what he wants. Or needs, excuse me. Needs and wants, I guess we should clarify that. So,
He doesn't get everything he wants.
He wants a technology
Allowance,
allocation,
yeah.
don't you,
He
Chief?
wants a subwoofer in the
some serious stuff. So that being said, again, for me and I think for most of us here, it is just a premature item. We do have a lot of very good things in motion, which unfortunately cost a lot of money. So these are we have to find out alternate sources of funding to supplement what we do if we do a reduction in the property tax. So again, it's just a little premature at this particular point. It doesn't mean in the future that we won't be readdressing this item. As Councilmember Whitmer has said, and Vice Mayor DeGolia, we don't want to take money unless there's a need for it. So right now, there just is a need and something to reconsider. So,
Let's get a motion.
so can I get a motion to adopt the resolution?
So moved.
Do I have a second? Second. Any further discussion on this item?
Just as these projects come forward, I think that we just have to remember that as leaders of the community and stewards of the taxpayers, it's not spend everything and do every project that's listed. We have to look at the legitimacy of each of those projects. We got to look at the timing of each of those projects, and we've got to go ahead and explore whether or not there are alternate funding sources, such as grants or cross-jurisdictional assessments to pay for those. So it shouldn't always be on the backs of the taxpayer. So as I said, I support us moving forward, given the caveats that we've made, but I appreciate it.
Thank you, Bill. And let's call for a vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much, everybody. Let's go ahead and move on to item number 28. The adoption of appropriation limits for 2014, 2015. Robert, again.
Hello again.
It's finance. Finance.
Today should be declared Finance Day.
Please.
Before you is the adoption of the appropriation limits for fiscal year 2014-15. It's a tax resolution, and it's setting our appropriation limit for this fiscal year approaching 14-15 at $12,672,397. The GAN limit is before you. We've based it off of population and the cost of living adjustment provided to us by the State Department of Finance. And it's required by state law. Proposition was created as a part of the state constitution, and it's required with every fiscal year budget for council to adopt it. Based on our appropriation limits that are subject to the appropriation, it's 10.3 million. And our calculated appropriation limit of 12.6 million still leaves us under by about 2.2 million. So without further ado, if the council would like to turn to the council to adopt this resolution for fiscal year 14-15.
Thank you, Robert. Any questions for Robert by council? This is questions.
This is a question. Is this a state-driven formality?
Yes, every city in this whole state has to adopt it. And it's usually done at the conclusion of the budget cycle. And basically your appropriations, your tax appropriations that you are projected are what is part of this appropriations limit. And they give you